Today we will see how to use the new features from version 2 about submasters and playbacks. So first of all, we'll see the first new feature, which lets you now choose the color of the background of your playback fields. So let's go into the setup reference, and you have now a new tab here, colors, where you can assign a customized color to your A field or B field. So let's choose, for example, a maroon for A, which is the stage, and a blue for B, which is a blind preview. And that's it. So you can close now this window. And now if you choose from here which content you need, so B is now in blue background and A is in maroon. So it's quite easy now to see wherever you are working in. Now we will see how to assign some new functions to the submasters. So we can go into the Hathor menu and choose console, and then depending on which kind of console you are, you will choose between consoles, or in my case an imago here. You will get quite the same screen here, and we can adjust a couple of things. Especially we will look at the fixed faders now, which is a great new feature, and we will assign how many submasters as we need to new functions. So let's say, for example, we choose 3 here and enter, and now I have 3 more fields below where I can assign different things. So let's choose first playback, and I will gonna choose this playback here, playback 1, and the last one will be assigned to exclusive fields, where I will choose C1, and I can close my window. As you can see here now, I can see that my 3 last faders of my console is assigned to my new functions. So I've got here playback 1A and playback 1B, and the last submaster is assigned to C1, which means that if I want to run my sequence, I can of course use my usual playback tools. So as you can see, I have here 3 cues presets in my sequence. Okay, so I go back to the step 0, and now if I move from my console my 2 submasters together, I will get quite the same as the main crossfade control of my desk. So if I bring my 2 faders up at the same time, as you can see, I'm bringing here A on stage, and of course dimming down B, which has still nothing. Okay, so now if I've moved now my faders down to 0, my two submasters, I will now crossfade between 2, like 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, and so on. So you've got now these new functions where automatically it will, on the consoles, it will assign directly on the flash button the go and the back functions. And the start button on the Imago, because you have only one on the consoles. On Imago, where you have one start button per fader, these two start buttons assigned to these two submasters will be assigned to sequence plus and sequence minus. So you've got a full crossfade system on submasters like you have on the main crossfade. So now we'll have a look into the C1 here, exclusive fields we are assigned to this submasters. So we will open this small tab there to open exclusive fields, and then I will open C1 to be able to edit its content. So for example, I will use there let's say channel 15, for example. So channel 15 at a level, and I can close it now. So which means that now if I want to use this fader here, this fader is the last one of my desk. And if you remember, the third one that I have assigned here. So if I move this fader, I will bring this channel now, which is exclusive. Exclusive means that I have a full control on this channel, and nothing else can control it. Even if my channel 15 was contained in any preset or palette or submaster and so on, exclusive means that only this fader can control this channel. That's pretty useful, especially for house lighting, service things. And for example, if you need to control the musician's desk lighting, where you never want to get that into your presets, and of course any blackout or master, grandmaster shouldn't affect this level, exclusive is really the thing you need. Because now, if you compare to the exclusive you could normally assign to any subfader. So for example, let's clear everything. I will use this channel 17 here and put a level and drag it in any normal submaster. So I clear now. So if I move my fader where I've assigned this fader, I can control it. But of course, as you know, this level is subject to be modified by a lot of things, HTTP and grandmaster, blackout functions and so on. So you could say, I want this master to be in exclusive. And actually it looks quite the same as this one. As you can see, it's in red as well, and it's out of control of the sequence and other submasters and things. The only difference between now these two ones, it's because this one is an exclusive fields, fixed fader. Look now, if I go to the Grandmaster here and I play with my Grandmaster level, and as you can see, only the submaster, which is in mode, look here, in mode exclusive, this one only is affected by the Grandmaster level, not this one, which is in that submaster where we assign exclusive field C1. So as you can see, the exclusive field is more protected than normal submaster in exclusive mode. That's the main difference. So now we will see another function which can be assigned to faders. So again, I go into the setup console. As you have maybe noticed, you always use a normal way to go into setup console and choose your console and so on. There is now from version 2 a new shortcut. You just double click when you are in the Imago window. You just double click on the name here, which will open directly the concerned window, which is much faster. So let's go back to this functions here, and we will change, we don't need any more of this C1 field. So now we can choose different things, and we will choose another function. We would need now, because I'm using an Imago and I have not a physical fader for the Grandmaster, so I will now pick a Grandmaster function on one submaster. And to do that, I will go here, left click on my mouse and drag and drop this function here on the button I need, and choose select fader target, which has now converted my playback, my fader to a playback master. Or if I do it from the Grandmaster button in the status bar, of course I will be able to get a Grandmaster. And you will notice here that it's going to change my display for this subfader. So let's close this and let's put some level. And if I now move my last fader of my console, as you can see, it works now like a Grandmaster. So as you can see, you can manage to have either a Grandmaster or a playback master, which in this case will master only content coming from playbacks, not submasters or different controllers, of course. To close this chapter of the new subfader functions, again, we will go here. And if you remember, in the different choices we can select from this, we have also fields. And actually, you could assign a field to a subfader, which is the normal use. But in this case, if I decide, for example, to assign field 1 to this fixed fader, the difference is that this fader now will not be anymore subject to any bank fader change. So typically that's where you again will need something very fixed, like house lighting and so on, which is always on your hands, where you have not to think about the bank, in which bank you are, and so on. So now this service lighting is fixed into this subfader. It will never change. Even if I change my bank here to a different one, of course everything will change here, because you are now working, assigning your faders to different fields, but this one will never change. So it will work as a normal field, but will not be subject to any bank fader change. That's the main point. Last point I would like to mention is how to go back to a normal assignments of these faders. So again, go into your setup console, and here the easy way is to say, okay, I don't want anymore to use these particular faders for this particular functions, so I just go into this field and say 0, enter, which will make all special assignments disappear, and you will get back your normal functions for these faders. And that's pretty it about new functions around subfaders in version 2. See you soon, bye!